people of the internet. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer here, and this time I'm bringing you guys a pretty, I would say a pretty huge and important dose of freedom, and we're going to talk about meaning and purpose. And I'm going to do actually a mini series about meaning and purpose, which actually means I'm going to just go through the signs and show you how can you create meaning and purpose in your life through your zodiac sign. So this is actually, I would say, a very simple way of creating purpose and meaning in your life. But what I've experienced and seen is a lot of people, hear it, and it seems so simple and easy. It's like, okay, it can't be it, doing that, going for walks in nature can't be something that creates purpose and meaning in my life, so I just won't do it. But I've tested it out for a lot or a lot in the real world and in the material realm. It really works, and I actually personally very much use what I'm about to say to you in my daily life. I've integrated it into my career, and this is one of the good things about this information. Actually, if you have more availability, or at least I hope your thought processes start working, how can I integrate these things more into my daily routine or into my career working life? Because working life is such a big part of our everyday experience. It's good to have these activities and things I'm going to discuss with you in our working lives as well. Now, having said all that, I want to just do a kind of shameless plug for my other videos. I did one other video where I mention even some of the more maybe depending on where you are as an astrologer or as an astrology student or just a person who is curious about life. I did a video about purpose and meaning, which has a little bit even deeper information in it. So I recommend you go check that out. It's on my channel. In this specific mini series, I'm going to give you the most simplest of techniques that I shared in that video as well. And we're going to go actually through the signs, and I'm going to show you how creating meaning and purpose actually works in a very simple way. Now, and just a couple of disclaimers. Let's put a couple of disclaimers here. We're going to talk about mostly the ascendant, so from the ascendant. But if you only know your sun sign, you can use it from the sun as well. So listen to your sun sign. If you already kind of know your moon as well, you can give it a go with the moon. But for me, moon and sun are less tested, so we're going to be talking about from the ascendant as well. Now we're going to be talking about a very specific house, which is the 9th house and the sign in it. So very important to understand as well. And just when you're hearing this information, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, but it doesn't, and there's something more there. So guys, I'm going to give my best to explain this. Whenever there are more influences in the 9th house, it already changes the game. And we're not going to go super deep into aspects and the rulers and stuff like that, but we're going to give you, or I'm going to give you the basis, the foundation of how to create meaning and purpose, so you can get yourself started. If you're kind of like struggling with meaning and purpose, there's maybe not enough in your career, in your working life, so at least you can start to do some of the things I'm going to discuss in these videos. Now, yeah, it's you can't always integrate everything into your career or work, but usually, most likely, there are things I'm going to say that you can do during your daily routines. Maybe it's evening, maybe it's morning, maybe it's somewhere during lunchtime. You can most likely start to integrate at least some of these into it, so it will create, even if a tiny sliver, meaning and purpose in your life. Yes, some of the things I'm going to discuss are a little bit bigger, they take time, but even working towards them can create meaning and purpose for the signs. Now, another important disclaimer is when we're talking about mission and career and work, usually it needs a deeper look at, obviously, that whole entire natal chart. It requires aspects, it requires rulership, it requires a lot more to give you an indication of what is their maybe truthful or rightful career, and where you will feel more on purpose as well. So just a disclaimer that we're not going to do full, let's say, career or work videos, but this is more about the purpose and meaning side of things. And there is a difference there. And yes, you can feel, on when you're doing your mission in life or serving your mission in life, you can feel already on purpose. But again, it's a little bit of a deeper topic. And what I've seen is when you integrate those topics that we're going to discuss into the career as well, or the mission side will have a lot more purpose and would even call it a deeper meaning to it as well. Now, I do personally use mostly the whole sign system you can see here on the screen, and which means the houses are equal size, and I've done a couple of videos for beginners on my channel as well about houses, about different systems. Having said that, I would, if you're a more advanced astrologer, but you don't know this specific thing, I would also check Placidus house cusps, the 9th house cusp specifically, and Campanus house system 9th house cusp. Whatever sign is there gives you also good indication of what is happening or how to create mission and purpose in your daily life. Now, that's it for the introduction, and let's start going into each sign specifically. Next up, Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius ascendant, mostly Sun or Moon to a lesser degree, the 9th house cusp is in the sign of Leo. You can see here the sign of Leo, the symbol, maybe I think it's maybe one of the most famous ones. If you're very new to astrology, maybe the Aries one is very, very famous. Anyway, what do Sagittariuses need to do to have more meaning and purpose in their life? So you're going to see some similarities definitely between, Aries. If you've watched the Aries video, you're going to see some similarities between this video and the Aries one. So, but let's dive in. Let's go. And still, when we're talking about fire signs, and especially Leo is the kind of like epitome of having fun and going out. So this is one of the reasons why the Sagittarius actually, the native Sagittarius, actually really likes to go out and have fun and go to parties and, go out to the city center where there's a lot of, lively music. There's a lot happening in that city center, and there's people having fun. There's, restaurants, there's stuff happening, there's nightclubs, that type of area actually for the Sagittarius gives the meaning and purpose. So, from a spiritual point of view, you can be there judging, what do you mean, going out to parties and nightclubs, how does that give a person meaning and purpose? Well, very easily, because Sagittarius has the 9th house cusp in the sign of Leo. There's no real other reason for it. And just, keep your judgments at bay if you can, and keep an open mind. Then it's easier to kind of digest and even take action with this information. Now, one of the things very much associated with Leo is teaching. It's Leo, the Leo sign of Leo is very much the professor, the kind of like more established teacher. You know, it doesn't always have to be in a university, obviously, but still, the sign of Leo is very much to do with teaching. And this is one of the reasons why the Sagittarius loves to teach so much, because the sign of Leo is in the ninth house cusp. Any type of, you know, being the center of attention, getting that, you know, other people's attention on them, again, gives them meaning and purpose. They feel like whenever they get it, they feel like they're you know, living literally their purpose. Being creative, a very big one. And I think this is one of the things you can really easily to do in your daily life. You can introduce creative routines into your daily experience to create more purpose and meaning. It doesn't immediately have to, you know, be with the career or associated with the career, but after, you know, later on, it can be. And if you do it daily, again, meaning and purpose created constantly. Being with children, very, very Leo matter. And Sagittarius actually, you know, whenever Sagittarius doesn't, you know, they don't even have to have children for themselves or their own children, but when they're with children, hanging out, chilling, you know, maybe it's their friend's child or something, again, being there with them gives them meaning and purpose. Maybe it's their, you know, sister's children, whatever. Being in leadership positions where they do have a certain amount of power. So this is Leo is also, and remember, Leo isn't the kind of like controlling power energy. And when Sagittarius usually, you know, has the power, it's more like a more outgoing, loving, heartfelt power that they get the meaning and purpose from. Because when you're a leader, when you are there in that way, again, you get the attention, like we discussed before. The power comes with it, you know, and Sagittarius loves it, you know, there's no denying it. Also, being independent and autonomous. I think this is very important for the Sagittarius. When they are independent and autonomous, they feel literally that they are on their meaning and or more fulfilling their purpose. Let's put it that way. So, you know, something to consider when you have a strong Sagittarius is when, like, do I start my own business? Big questions. Again, kind of tying this to the previous theme, whenever they can create their own kingdom in something, again, their own business, because that's the like modern day kingdom that we create for ourselves. And when Sagittarius manages to do that, again, feel more meaning and purpose in their lives. Obviously compliments, but you know, receiving compliments is something it's hard to put into your daily routine. It's something you just, you know, kind of, you know, when you're getting compliments, you know, okay, I feel meaning and purpose, but you know, it's something of a passive, because you can't create it for yourself. You can't put the creative routines into your daily routines and daily, you know, schedule. So let's not be hang up on that. Any kind of performance, whenever there's glamour. And one thing I think that's important to mention with the Sagittarius is romance. So Sagittarius really enjoys romance because it gives them meaning and purpose. Fun as well, it's fun for them. And they enjoy it. They find, you know, enjoyment in it. So it's something kind of weird that I'm struggling with these words, but basically it gives them kind of like a double whammy in a sense. When they do romance, it's fun and it's meaningful and it's purposeful for them. So they do like that. Now I put some places here. You know, if you watched the videos before, you know I put some places where the person can go. So where can Sagittarius go to create more purpose and meaning in their lives? So we mentioned already these places of fun, you know, like restaurants, you know, entertainment locations. Whenever there's sort of fun and livelihood, and city centers, big one. whenever there's that sort of fun and entertainment going on, that's the place for the Sagittarius to go to create more meaning and purpose in their life. So also drama classes, wherever you can perform and doing something, wherever basically you can have fun. So whatever you can do to have fun, again, meaning and purpose. I know it can sound, too simple, maybe too simplistic, but God, it works, guys. It works. So try it out, test it out. Dating, theaters, movies also give, or going to these, movie theaters, going to these places gives the Sagittarius more meaning and purpose in their lives. And I think that's it, guys, for now. Do your best to take, maybe the best bits and pieces of what you can actually integrate into your daily experience, daily routines. So you have it. Maybe it starts off with just a routine, but later on it turns into, at least you add some bits and pieces into your career as well from these things that actually give you meaning and purpose in your life by your ascendant sign, lesser degree sun or moon. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, listening. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer, out for now. Like, share, subscribe, and see you again soon in the next video.